Hi and welcome to the most Instagrammable places for Christmas in London. Hi, I'm Claire and the city, and I've rounded up my favourite decorations for the festive season in London. I'll be taking reference as ever from my previous years in London celebrating Christmas. For up-to-date information, always check before you travel, and I'll be updating this year's decorations on my channel as we go along. Let's go! So I'm going to start in Covent Garden because I think it's one of the most festive Christmas card-like destinations. It's got gigantic bauble decorations, which mean they go throughout the whole market, and it really means that you can get a shot from somewhere within there without too much trouble. Covent Garden is one of the busiest places you will go. Like, it's always busy. I got these shots at like 8 or 9 a.m. in the morning, so you can go nice and early and get your shots. There's a beautiful sleigh at one side of the market, and it's perfect for those Christmas card type shots, especially if you've got a family. There's also a really big Christmas tree in the yard, although I've always failed to get a really great shot of this Christmas tree, so I'm going to focus more on the beautiful sleigh. Around the side, there's a collection of Christmas trees, or there has been in previous years, where they make a beautiful semicircle, and there's a Covent Garden sign above them. This is a super place to go. It gets, again, really busy, so if you want a solo shot, you're going to have to go early, or maybe just bide your time so it's perfect. Somerset House is another one of my favourites at Christmas, because they've got the most Instagrammable looking ice rink. It's sat in front of that beautiful Somerset House building, which is so historic and stunning, and you can ice skate around the rink. I can't ice skate, so actually I will not be joining you, unfortunately. Next to that beautiful iconic ice rink is a massive Christmas tree, and this is one that would be the perfect one for an Instagrammable shot. I've managed to get many shots over the years because it really does switch up each year into a different kind of theme. But this is a gorgeous place. There's always lots of bouncing light too, because it's a big white building that London does so well. I think the thing to remember about Christmas in London is that it obviously does get dark quite early, so you can be like dark from 5 p.m. So you want to make sure that you've either got up early to get daylight shots and go and do it nice when it's nice and quiet. You can also get great shots towards when the sun is setting, so that 3 p.m. onwards slot when the light is just gorgeous. If you're shooting in the evening, knock yourself out. It'll be dark from like 5 onwards, and you've got a nice stretch of darkness into the evening, and the lights will be twinkling for you. While you're in central London, a great place to visit is Regent Street. Regent Street is, obviously you will have seen these photos before. You need to start off down at like the Piccadilly Circus side to get that beautiful swoop around the corner that Regent Street is famous for. It's got that beautiful curve, and the angels, which have been up for years and years and years now, and are back. I've already seen them. And this goes up nice and early too, so you can go and get shots in the day before the lights are on, and obviously into the evening when it's beautifully lit up. But make sure you kind of stand on that curve to get the best view. It does take a little bit of time to get the nice shot here. You need to kind of hold out for the beautiful buses, the red buses and the black taxis to come by, but they do come by, so just hold your nerve. It's going to look great. While you're there, you might want to check out Oxford Circus. Oxford Circus is probably a bit more underrated than the big swoop that Regent Street has, but there's still beautiful stars, or I think there was last year. There's always an iconic shot to get here because, again, you've got the buses and the taxis going through, and you've got some beautiful buildings too, like Selfridges, which is gorgeous inside and out. While you are visiting that area, definitely pop into Selfridges. Last year they had decorated their amazing like staircases where the elevators go up with enormous twinkling baubles, and honestly it made such a display. You can definitely get yourself like going up the escalators, or maybe even standing looking gorgeous, but the decorations are out of control and definitely worth seeing. While I was in there, I also spotted a beautiful monochrome Chanel Christmas tree, and that's become one of my biggest pins on Pinterest this time, so it's well worth looking around to see the design and decorations, because there's definitely some good ones in there. While you're in this area, I always will recommend a trip to Bond Street. Bond Street quite often have beautiful crown decorations. It's a lot more regal, and down this street is some of the most luxury decorations that will blow your mind. In fact, I probably should have started talking about this first because it is epic. So let's start with Cartier, which seems to be the jewel in the crown of Bond Street. It's been everything over the years. We've had hot air balloons as the decorations. We've had it made into a big present. We've had bows. It is the most beautiful backdrop for any photo. Do have to get a little bit lucky with this one because you have to have no ugly white vans parked outside the front. And if there's loads of other people, it's quite hard too. But you have to be patient and persistent because vehicles always move on, as do people. So if you want to go there and get a lovely shot, you can wait for like a lovely taxi to come by. Buses don't come down here, but taxis do. And you've also got a red phone box across the street that you can use in your backdrop too. So there's quite a lot of creative ways to use this space. A lot of people also like to sit across the road at Ralph's Cafe, which is Ralph Lauren, and get their little festive shot there. This is the place to go all out Christmas. Like, wear your festive outfit, get your festive coffee, get your festive pastry, enjoy that beautiful view because it is iconic. While you're on this street, you cannot fail to see all the rest of the beautiful decorations. You'll have everything from Chanel to Dior to Louis Vuitton. Mount Street is another pretty street to go to around there. It's always decorated really lovely, and there's lots of nice hotels and different places around there that really capture the spirit of Christmas. You'll see lots of restaurants all decorated up. To be honest, any street that you wander down around Christmas time will be decorated. At the bottom of Bond Street, please make some time to go to Fortnum and Mason. It took me years to actually go into Fortnum and Mason because I'd always been distracted by Selfridges and Harrods, but Fortnum and Mason is a stunning location, and especially at Christmas. And you've also got gorgeous windows outside and a big old advent calendar that's on the building. I got some beautiful shots towards the end of the day, about 3-4 o'clock, standing outside it. So it's sort of the best of both worlds, I thought, like, 'cause it's just getting darker, but not too dark, because I'm not really a fan of the too dark. Or actually, should I say, I struggle to take the too dark pictures because I'm always struggling with the light and how to do it. But anyway, that's another story. Fortnum & Mason last year also had this incredible Christmas pudding display. Where their stairs go round, they had these amazing Christmas puddings descending from the ceiling and then kind of dancing to music. It was so cool and such a surprise, and that's what they're sort of known for. Everything they do is absolutely beautiful, super luxury, super well designed. You can get great gifts in there. Everything's packaged up really nicely, and they're really known for their festive hampers as well. So if you want to get a present for anyone, this is a great venue to go to. We're still sort of in that area as we head to Winter Wonderland. Winter Wonderland has changed and morphed over the years into an enormous venue. It used to be like a few rides and a hot chocolate and you just wander in and out. Now it's kind of almost, I think, ticketed. When you get inside Winter Wonderland though, it is insane. You've got every ride you can ever imagine. You've got little cafes. You've got food everywhere. It is so big now. You definitely need to be looking at the map and make sure you don't lose your friends. I do believe as well they've got ice rinks. They've got kind of beer tents. The one thing I would say is it does get really busy. So you're going to need to take some time just in case there's queues and just go with like a relaxed sort of attitude because it's not the easiest to get your Instagrammable pictures and content from there. And yeah, you'll just have the best time in there. There are also loads of beautiful hotels in central London. The Ritz is one of them. They've got these beautiful sort of Christmas wreaths all along the roadside, and they've got a beautiful, stunning, gorgeous tree inside and out. If you have chance, which is I know very difficult to get booked, chance to go and have afternoon tea there, or any dinner reservations, or even just sneak in for a little cheeky glass of something in the afternoon, go in and have a look around. It is so beautiful. I've also been to the Savoy at Christmas. That is also very beautiful. They had a lovely display and they've got a lovely entrance hall too, so I really recommend stopping by there. And also Claridges. I think last year they did like quite a modern Christmas tree, but every single year it just doesn't disappoint. It's always worth visiting the most iconic hotels in London. Restaurants are probably some of the fastest moving and not always the same decorations each year, so I would definitely check those before you travel. One of my favourites ever was number 34 Mayfair, which looked like Christmas had exploded in there, and I couldn't have been happier to have lunch in there. It was so good. There's also Daphne's, which has a lot of decorations on the roof. I know there are loads of others. Actually a specific Christmas themed bar in Covent Garden, but you need to book before you go. There are lots of restaurants that are over decorated almost for Christmas, but almost everywhere you'll go will have some kind of Christmas decoration, so don't panic too much about finding a specific one. Oh, another one I went to, Vanna, which is in Knightsbridge, and that was like very cold, icy Christmas decorations, which I actually love because it was very luxury. Our next stop is Harvey Nichols and Knightsbridge and Harrods, because here we've got more designer locations. We've got Harvey Nichols, which is renowned for its windows and always has super sexy Christmas windows, and also Harrods, which is like the biggest department store ever. It's so big, I actually get lost in there, so there you go. This year I'm not sure what Harrods are doing, and last year they didn't really do too much, but the year before, the whole facade, the whole outside of Harrods was taken up with a big Dior theme. Now I saw lots of pictures of it being reused again last year, and I was almost thinking, God, has it happened again? But it hadn't. Harrods was very plain last year in comparison to that anyway. Last year they had a beautiful Valentino pink Christmas tree, which was really lovely, but they didn't have anything in that sort of size, so definitely check before you go as to what's going to be there. You are in the realm of lots of, like, you know, Sloane Square has got every designer shop, so if you're going to see any decorations, it's well worth a walk down there. Which then leads me to the beautiful areas of Chelsea and Belgravia. If you're in those areas, you're going to see more kind of boutique style decorations that are really luxury and on a sort of smaller but more beautiful scale. You'll have Sloane Square and Sloane Street, and also King's Road, which always have beautiful decorations up, and it'll feel really kind of homely and gorgeous, like you've stepped into a little Christmassy film. It'll very quaint and lovely. And the same goes for Belgravia, which is the next door neighbourhood as well. There's lots of decorations that are really beautiful and thought out, and my favourite is Neil Strain. They always do stunning Christmas decorations, and it's a florist on Mottcombe Street, and it's well worth a visit. It's very va-va-voom, so if you like va-va-voom, that's where to head. My next stop is where I live, which is in Kensington, and it's one of my favourites. I'm getting all excited just thinking about it. Oh God, it's just so lovely. So my favourite is when I see the Churchill Arms, which is the big flower covered pub normally, getting all of the lights ready, and then the Christmas trees come, and then they switch it on, and then it's mayhem, because this pub is just the busiest pub in London. And inside, which people don't necessarily know about the inside, but there's stacks of like memorabilia and things all over the ceiling. So it's a pub with an absolute difference. It's on Kensington Church Street, which is in between Notting Hill Tube and High Street Kensington. And on a corner. It's quite hard to take great photos of it, but it's not impossible at all. People have taken great photos. It's easier to take photos of the building than you with the building, because it's just that kind of vantage point where it's quite high, you're quite small, and there's usually lots of other people knocking around. The other thing to note is it is sometimes, sadly, has parking outside of it, so you might sometimes find a white van has parked outside of it, so it's a little bit luck of the draw. There's not an awful lot you can do to get the great shot, but definitely worth visiting, getting those Instagrammable photos. Just take a little bit of time and enjoy. Go inside, have a beautiful drink, you'll have the best time. So florists in London always excel. So obviously I've talked about Neil Strain as being one of my favourites. Also adore Wild at Heart. Like, I cannot tell you how beautiful it is. They've got a stall in Notting Hill, which is a turquoise island in the middle of Westbourne Grove, and they have all their flowers just there, just looking absolutely stunning. It changed throughout the season. They've also got a store in central London, which is near Bond Street, and that's always decorated really beautifully as well. It has like usually an arch over the top, and they've got things on the side like a big heart that you can sit next to. Some of the more niche spots that you might like to go and check out, which I'm planning to check out this year, would be places like Burlington Arcade, which are really stunning. They always get dressed up and have almost like a red carpet vibe as you walk through. You feel so fancy walking through there. Marylebone always dresses up really lovely, and there's like Marylebone Village is gorgeous, well worth checking out. Also train stations. I feel like train stations need a whole nother thing, but last year King's Cross had an amazing Harry Potter tree. I don't know what they're going to do this year, but I hope they do something similar. And then St Pancras also had quite a big tree up last year. And this year I think they've gone with a Wicked theme. So that will be quite exciting. A Wicked themed Christmas tree with the film coming out at the end of November. I could also recommend looking slightly outside of London as well. So for example, Kew Gardens have a beautiful like Christmassy light trail that you can go and see. I think it's called Christmas at Kew. So they can be really stunning places to go and look at all decorations, and you can obviously book your slot so you know you're going to have a nice casual time, not quite so busy as central London is. I'd also just say like please just like take your time in London, leave lots of time around Christmas. It is mayhem, you know, it's quite busy on the tubes, on the trains, taxis, buses. Wear flat shoes where you can so that you can run around and do lots of steps, because it'll take a lot of time and energy. And wear some layers as well to make sure that, you know, if you're going to overheat 1 minute and then be sitting out at a Christmas bar the next minute, you need to have like lots of layers with you so you can take things off and put things on. It's always very changeable weather in London, so any advice might be a complete waste of time. So just as soon as that sun is out, make the most of it. And if it's raining, just grab an umbrella and carry on as you were. But if you've got any questions, do pop it in the comments below, because I will help. Like honestly, if there's something you're not sure about this year and I'm here and I can tell you, I will. I want you to have the best like Christmas time ever, and do please come all out. Wear your tulle skirts, wear your red coat, wear everything, be sequined, be excited. Like we love to see it. We are really welcoming anyone who's coming to enjoy London and enjoy our beautiful displays. You might also be wondering about Christmas London houses, the big Christmassy ones. So this is where the Boltons is the place you want to go. I've seen houses there with gigantic red bows all dressed up for Christmas, and that's in Kensington. As I always say, it's nice to wander around any area because there's always a little surprise hiding no matter where you go. I hope you've enjoyed my Instagrammable Christmas decorations in London, and I hope you have a wonderful visit here. Or I hope you've enjoyed the inspiration I've given you. If you could subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. It makes sure that I can make time to do even more of these videos and go even more in depth. And please keep an eye out for my shorts, because I'll be updating this year's Christmas decorations on there. Hope to see you later. Bye.